Hey, Spitfires fans, welcome back to Spitfires TV. I'm Manny Paiva with the General Manager and Vice President of Hockey Operations, Bill Bowler, of your Windsor Spitfires. And we're just about set to start playoff hockey. The postseason is around the corner. Before looking ahead to the postseason, Bill, let's talk about this season. Biggest turnaround in franchise history, from worst to first in the West Division. How would you describe the regular season here?
Yeah, it's everything we kind of planned for. You really don't expect this kind of turnaround. I think it's the best in the history of the franchise. We knew we'd be better. It was a long, trying season last year, but the personnel we had in there, we knew we had good people, good players. You had a few additions, obviously some new coaching. Everything's come to fruition, and it's a proud moment for our hockey club.
Yeah, let's go back to the draft last year. You had 7 players from that draft dress at some point in time this season. When you drafted those players, did you think that they would make an impact the way they've had?
Yeah, it's always hard to know exactly how long it takes a player to, integrate into a hockey team or into this league. But when you draft a player, you have full confidence that eventually they will. But in this case, it's been pleasantly surprisingly how quick everything's come into place here. And you go back to our overagers there. When you talk about drafting, we drafted Ryan Abraham back as a first-year player. Now he's an overage, and I remember sitting with him and seeing what he's done for this hockey club, not just this year, but over the last couple years. Later on in the draft, we picked a Noah Morneau as well. So, you build your hockey club through your draft. Obviously, you have to tweak and add players, but it all starts with the draft.
Yeah, those overage players that you mentioned, they've had tremendous seasons this year and have certainly played an impact in two of the reasons why you're in first place in the West. I want to mention one more draft, and that was the import draft where you took Ilya Protas. You obviously saw something special in him, did you? But did you think he was this special, second in OHL scoring?
No, though again, when you see hockey players, you envision the best. But what Ilya has done here it's impressive. It's obviously second in the league, as I think you said. And again, we have the 3rd overall pick. You're expecting to make an impact player. And of course, in the import draft, they can be a little older as opposed to with Ethan Belch as a young player. But we hope Ethan turns into the elite player we think he will be in a couple years. But Protas is a special player. Great kid. He seems to have acclimated himself to our community and our team. His teammates like him, and he's the real deal, and I hope he's back next year.
Well, I think a lot of Windsor Spitfires fans feel the same way. When we're talking about players, I would be remiss if I didn't mention your captain. He's part of that leadership group with Ryan Abraham and some of the other players that you have on this team. But it seems as Green Tree goes, so does this hockey club.
Yeah, Liam's, he's turned into a complete 200-foot leader. Again, when you select players, that 2006 draft with Christofaro himself and Spellacy, those first 3 picks, and then, of course, Davis just after them, we knew we had something special with that draft, and those kids have been around. But again, it starts, like I said, back in 2004. We've won a lot of hockey games around here, and Liam's been the leader of this team all year, and I hope we can have a long playoff run.
The coaching staff with the addition of Greg Walters, with Casey Torres and Chris Newberry, how happy have you been with the way that they've developed the hockey club?
Yeah, we talk about, you mentioned the last season, and poor Casey battled through a long year. Obviously, I had to get on the bench as well, and but Casey put a ton of work into this hockey club and worked with what the roster last year to have them ready for this year, and then bringing in and of course Chris Newberry was kind of part of that last year. Greg came in and was just a perfect fit. He seems to get along with our players. He's got a defense first mindset, but obviously we score a lot of goals too. So it looks like a fun place to play. And of course, with Stan Matwig, our new goalie coach this year, and then some of our mainstays in Coach Kathy McElwain and Coach Brian O'Reilly, Johnny Moran. These people have all gelled here, and their role is to help our players, and it looks like they're doing their job.
Last couple questions for Bill Bowler, the general manager of the Windsor Spitfires. The playoffs are here. How excited are you about the postseason, being back in the postseason?
Yeah, we took a year off there, Manny. But no, it's fun. You see I think it was last game in London here when London was in town. The building was abuzz. It's fun. The players love it. Playoff hockey, it's a different animal. First to four, and it's exciting. It's for everybody. Like I said, not just in the arena, but even in the community. When I'm out and about, people are already talking about it. We have a good hockey club, and like I said, it's a race to four.
It's definitely a buzz in the city, in the county too, all of Windsor-Essex, about the expectations for the Windsor Spitfires. What are your expectations for this team come playoff time?
Again, if health is huge. That's paramount. If you're not healthy, it's very hard to win playoff hockey. So we'll hopefully just stay healthy. And when we're a healthy group, you've seen our team. We beat everybody in the league. We can beat anybody. We can lose to anybody. But we like our chances. It's, again, 20 people pulling in the same direction. You can do anything. Anything good can happen. And I've seen it all year, the resiliency of this group coming back late. I see the way they hang out together, on off days or anywhere throughout the locker room, etc. This group seems to like each other. And when you get 20 people that care about each other, good things can happen.
Looking forward to it. Playoff tickets available online at windsorspitfires.com, as the Spitfires will have the second seed in the Western Conference. This is a team that's never lost more than twice in a row in the regular season. Will that streak continue in the playoffs? Watch and find out. Bill, congratulations on the season. Best of luck in the playoffs.
Thanks, Manny.
Bill Bowler, the General Manager and Vice President of Hockey Operations for the Windsor Spitfires. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe and watch for more content on Windsor Spitfires TV.